Okay, ito may nagte-text ko sa akin. Bakit? Lalabas mo sila. Alright, let me start. Okay. Hello everyone. Good morning. Teka lang, mic test ako. Good afternoon na pala. Yan. Okay. So just had to test my mic out. All right. So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me in today's webinar, which is the Build Your Own Brand Checklist. So meron lang mga nagpapahintay for about a few more minutes. Let's just give them time. Give me about siguro last 2 minutes lang to have everybody here so that when we start, everybody's on board now. Okay? I'll see you guys real soon. Okay, so let's begin. All right. Hi, Sir Ed. Thank you very much for joining us today. The seminar ako, sir, nandiyan ka. Very good. Thank you. Okay, so just to give you guys an idea, the Build Your Own Brand Checklist. So ito siya. The Build Your Own Brand Checklist. It's basically a talk that I do where I provide a checklist na entrepreneurs, whether it be startup pa lang, nag-uumpisa pa lang, or mga established entrepreneurs na, can use this checklist as sort of a guide whether or not you are building your brands correctly or your businesses correctly. Okay, now this is by no means the only checklist na you should abide by. However, this is a very good way to start. Okay, so itong checklist po na to, this is basically the same things that I use whenever whenever a client books me to build their businesses or for a consultancy service. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through this list one by one so that during this community quarantine, kahit papaano meron po tayong matutunan bago. Okay, I hope everybody is well. I hope everyone is safe and their family safe. Hope lahat po tayo masaya at may nagagawang productive during this community quarantine. Okay? So, I'll begin. Yan. Okay, so again, welcome to the Build Your Own Brand Checklist. So first, let's talk about objectives first. Okay, so objective ko po for today is very, very simple. I actually have just one. My objective is to provide additional knowledge on how to properly start a business. So yun lang po yun, okay? Very easy to understand. I'm not gonna expand on that more. Let's talk about your speaker, which in this case is me. So again, my name is RP Argonza. I am the proud owner and CEO of Argonza Trading, which is a B2B trading company. I'm also on the board and CEO of Founders Cafe Incorporated, which is a workshop cafe in Makati where we do business workshops, speaking engagements, etc. By practice, I'm also nakalimutan ko po palang tanggalin to. Here you go. By practice, I'm also a business consultant specializing in business startups and small to medium entrepreneurs or small to medium businesses. As a business consultant, I basically do strategical planning and development of businesses. And I've had the great pleasure of working with some of the top well now top brands that we have in the Philippines today. But I'm very happy to report na a lot of them when we started out as very small businesses. So ayun, and again, the brand checklist, this checklist that I'm about to share with you guys today are the exact same ones that I use whenever I am hired by a client. Okay, so here are some of the brands na I've had the great pleasure of working with. So medyo onti lang po yan kasi medyo marami-rami na sila. I'm very proud to say we are over 1,000 already in terms of the brands that we've worked with. So there you'll see, I see some schools on there. I see a couple of brands. I see a corporation on there. So yon, some of the places that I've given talks in, worked with, consultancy, etc. Now, aside from the build your own brand checklist, so ito pong build your own brand checklist, most of the time nire-request sa amin to ng mga school eh. This is the talk na I give whenever a school requests na I talk in their in their school, in their universities or colleges. Aside from the build your own brand checklist, we have other workshops as well. We have my bestseller, the How to Market Your Brand workshop. So the How to Market Your Brand workshop, basically it's a marketing workshop where, in my personal opinion, I believe this is currently the best marketing workshop that you can attend in the Philippines today. True story. The reason for that is being, see, dun po sa workshop mismo where we try and teach you about our marketing strategies, yung ginagamit ko mismo for my own companies and the brands that I handle, and our entire marketing approach. Basically, from there pa lang, a lot of the things that we teach you there, you'll be able to use in your companies right away. Aside from that po kasi, what we do is, each and every attendee nung workshop na yan, ina-add namin into an exclusive Facebook group where what we do is, in that group, you will have access to me, G, our marketing manager, Chris, Ryan, and we basically try and groom everyone, or basically what we do there is weekly nagpapa-webinar din kami, and it's all free na as long as nandoon ka na sa group. Papa-webinar din kami, and we guide everyone there sa mga campaigns nila. You can post your campaigns there and we will look at them for you. We will tell you what to change or what not to change, etc. So what we're gonna do is, or the goal of that basically is, lahat ng kaya namin gawin dapat by the end of, kasi it's a 3-month cycle, the thing that we're doing, by the end of 3 months kaya nyo na rin gawin. So no, even without us na, once you enroll to this marketing seminar, lahat ng mga discarding ginagawa namin on how I build brands in terms of their massive following, sales, and all of that, kaya nyo na rin gawin. Okay, as far as marketing is concerned, I mean. After that, we have the Upgrade Yourself, a public speaking workshop as well. So this is my workshop about public speaking naman. We haven't exactly rolled this out yet kasi this was supposed to be originally no March 28. Unfortunately, nag-lockdown po tayo. So na-cancel namin yung seminar na yon. So I'm probably gonna do another online webinar doon. And then after an online webinar noon rather. And after that, we have our level 1 self-awareness workshop. This is most of the time ang nire-request naman sa amin po ng mga companies. This is what I do in companies most of the time. So depending on whether who will be attending, if it would be leaders, it will be a leadership workshop. If it's for general assembly, it'll be for a if it's leaders, it'll be a leadership summit. If it's for everyone, it's going to be a general summit. So that's what we normally do with corporations. Okay, and by the way, balikan ko nga lang po pala. See, How to Market Your Brand, we're going to be coming out with a schedule for that probably towards the end of April. And that's going to be a paid workshop na. And I hope you guys can support us with that one kasi I'm not gonna lie, yan pong isang yan, it's a big deal sa akin kasi we're a part of what we call the Feed the Frontliners initiative. Basically, lahat po ng income na pumapasok ngayon sa lahat ng companies ko, Argonza Trading, Argonza Aesthetics company ng wife ko, founders, and my personal consultancy page, lahat po ng income na yun, we donate certain parts of the profits niyan towards a Feed the Frontliners initiative kasi we firmly believe na if we are going to beat this pandemic, na if we're going to win this war, it'll be through supporting our frontliners. So if there are any frontliners watching for right now, thank you for what you are doing. Next, aside from my personal workshops on Argonza Trading, the food and beverage side, we have also the following business workshops. We have the milk tea business, coffee shop business, frap bar business, pizza shop business. And on the beauty and wellness side naman, which is again Argonza Aesthetics and Dermapigmentation Academy, the company po that my wife owns. We have naman the nail spa business course, eyelash business course, PMU business course, and the facial clinic business courses. So if you notice, dito naman po sa dalawang to, if you notice, the word business is always incorporated dun sa mga title. And the reason for that is because we want to make sure that people understand that this is, or what we provide on those companies are business seminars naman. Okay? Kasi the main difference na you will see with other companies na nag-offer din po ng mga seminars connected dun sa mga ano na yon, sa mga industry na yon, is what we offer is more holistic in the sense na aside from learning just the skills side of it, yung kung paano mag-brew, mag-handle the machine, all of that, we also teach you the okay. We also teach you the business side of it, which is costing, pricing. We even give you strategies, all of that. So those are the things that we do naman on these two companies. Okay, next. Daming commercial, no? Last na to, I promise. I also have a YouTube show called Shoot RP. It's where entrepreneurs from all over get to ask me questions and I answer them. So if you enjoy, listening to my videos, maybe consider subscribing to my YouTube channel so that you can consume my content that way as well. Okay? Or if you have questions, you can send questions in via Shoot RP so I can give you a video answer similar to what I'm doing right now. Okay? So, umpisa na po ba tayo? Kasi, yan na ang next. So, wait, bago ako mag-umpisa, a few notables, I think. Let me just mention a few people na nakikilala ko po dito. If hindi kita ma-mention, I'm sorry kasi marami-rami po yung lumalabas sa akin. I'm also looking at our texting community platform right now. Hindi ko pa po na ilalabas sa lahat. We're testing this kasi for schools. Pero very soon, we are going to be putting that out. So I'm receiving hi guys sa mga taga Xavier diyan. Xavier Ateneo de Cagayan. Thank you very much for watching. Sir Cyrus, hello. Thank you for being here. Sir Kim Vincent. Again, Sir Ed Tenko. And yun, isa na tayo. Okay? Okay, so guys, what can you expect with our webinar for today? Okay, again, if you know me personally, I hate making yung mga slideshows na ganito na sobrang complicated, so you can expect na it's as simple as possible. So the things that you can expect, actually 3 things lang ang nilista ko po dyan. So total run-through time natin for today, I'm looking at about 1.5 hours. Okay? And dedicated time for Q&A. Now, normally what I do when I do this workshop, for crowds, for live audiences, is I dedicate more time for the Q&A portion. Kasi a lot of the people who watch me have existing businesses na that they wanna seek advice on, or existing projects that they wanna seek advice on, and seek advice on. And basically, what we do, or what has been more, appreciated in the past, are us allotting more time para sumagot sa mga tanong. Okay, but since this is my very first webinar of this particular title, I'm not sure how that's gonna work out with the online thing. So I'm just gonna allot probably 30 minutes for our Q&A today. So if you have questions po about an existing business or a business venture na balak niyo palang pasukin, or maybe even just tips on an idea, please have them written down now so that later I can answer them for you. Okay? Now, again, last but not least, this is a business talk. Now, why did I mention that po? This is to, kasi a lot of the things that applies to business may apply to your personal lives as well. However, not everything will apply to your personal life. Okay? Kasi a lot of times po, when I give advice about business, there are those people na tinitake siya literally for their personal lives. And sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. So basically, I'm just reminding everyone that this is a business talk po. So for the purposes of this training, when I talk to you guys, the things that you will hear from me today, I am referring to your business. I'm referring to the business side of everything. Okay? So, ayun, may mga nagpapa-shoutout po uli. Oy, si Soy, nandiyan. Hi, Soy. Hope you and your family are good. Mids, Matabang, good afternoon din po. So, let us begin. Now, if you are not, an uber millionaire or a billionaire, and you're just like a normal person katulad ko, if you are looking to start your business, normally there are two routes na an average person is considering. Okay, so before I go to the checklist, I'm just gonna cover these two first. Okay, kasi a lot of the times, ang mga tanong sa akin is, RP, ano bang dapat kong gawin? Dapat ba akong mag-franchise na lang or dapat ba akong gumawa ng sarili kong brand? Which is better? Okay, so I'm gonna answer that now. Okay, so again, normally an average person has two routes na kino-consider when starting a business, and that is whether or not you will go through the franchising route or the independent brand route. Okay, now I'll go more into that later. Let me just go through the definitions of them for you guys. So the franchising route or franchising is a form of business by which the brand owner, in this case the franchisor, of a product, service, or method obtains distribution through affiliated dealers called franchisees. Okay? So again, yan po muna. I'm gonna go into that later. While on the other side of this, we have the independent brand demand. So independently owned companies represented by an entrepreneur who is completely responsible for his or her own business, sometimes referred to as an SME or small to medium entrepreneur or enterprise, which is a business that maintains revenues, assets, or number of employees below a certain level. Okay? So yan naman po ang definition ng isang independent brand. Now, what is the difference between the two? The main difference po ng dalawa is this. So the main difference between an independent and a franchise is, as a franchise, you're buying into a system where they have worked out operations, marketing, product procurement, etc. Whereas an independent brand, as the name implies, you are mostly on your own. You are independent, mostly on your own to figure things out. Okay, so here's the question again. RP, ano ba ang mas maganda? Dapat ba akong mag-franchising or dapat akong gumawa ng sarili ko? Okay, the answer really is it depends on what, most of the time, it depends kung ano po yung monetary capabilities natin. Okay, kasi, so let me just clarify something. A lot of times I get, especially for those na have been following me in the past, you guys will know this. I sort of have a reputation na ako daw, si RP, is Mr. Anti-Franchising. Okay, now that's not exactly true. As a matter of fact, I have a lot of companies na yes, we started as small brands, pero ngayon malalaking franchises na po sila. And I still maintain them from a consultancy level, so I'm not against franchising naman. As a matter of fact, as when a small company graduates towards being a franchise, it's one of the ways to gauge na that company is making good money or is starting to become successful, or if not in fact successful na nga. Okay? So no, I am not anti-franchising. However, I am anti-companies na hindi pa dapat nagpapa-franchise. Okay? So let me give you an example. If somebody right now tells me, RP, gusto ko mag-franchise ng Jollibee, I'm probably gonna tell you, go for it. Hindi kita ko kontrahin. I'm gonna be one of the people na talagang susuportahan ka to tell you, if you have the money for it, go for it na. Why? Kasi Jollibee is one of the most successful food franchises, if not in fact the most successful one we have in the Philippines today. So sobrang solid po ng brand ng Jollibee, yung investment na gagawin mo dyan, aabutan pa yan ng anak mo and ng anak mo, maybe even anak ng anak ng anak mo. Okay? And if that is the case, you will hear no problems with me. However, if you would tell me, RP, I want to franchise a brand na last year pa lang nagbukas, hindi ko pa nga nakikita talaga kung tumawid na sila ron sa tinatawag nating 5-year time frame to make sure that a business is already stable, then I'm gonna tell you, unless it's a brand na I know personally, I've reviewed and I say na nakita ko they're really doing everything right, I'm probably gonna tell you na instead po na sayangin mo yung pera mo doon, kasi going the franchising route sometimes involves a big initial investment, kasi nga you're not just buying yung mga equipments and all that, you're also buying the name po and the system. Now imagine if you are buying into a franchise that hasn't really worked out all the kinks yet, yung system nila hindi pa po ganun kasolid, that's not exactly a good investment on your part. So kung ganun po yung case, I'm probably gonna tell you, just make your own. Okay? Kasi that's the reason why people like me have consultancy businesses, is because there is great market, there is great success naman in building your own. Remember, ito pong mga malalaking franchises na to, once upon a time, they started as an independent brand then. Okay? It's just a matter of knowing it's just a matter of knowing the steps that you need to take to be able to build your brand correctly. Now, so that in the future, if presented, you will be given the chance to become a franchise. Okay? So yun po yun. That is my take on what you should do, whether should you go with the franchising route or the independent brand route. Okay? So with that out of the way, let's go on with the checklist, with number one being conceptualization, okay, or making a business plan. So conceptualization is actually, this is fairly simple. This is where you think of your business idea. This is where you conceptualize your business. Okay, now a lot of people, ito po, the biggest mistake I'm seeing at this part or at this stage is people overthinking everything already. Okay, kasi it is true na kapag ikaw magne-negosyo ka, kailangan nga naman pag-isipan mo na maigi. Hindi nga naman pwede na basta may naisip ka lang, feeling mo maganda, pasok ka na agad. Okay, that is wrong. However, a lot of times also I'm seeing the problem na kakaisip ng lahat ng problema, naisip mo na tuloy, wag mo na lang ituloy. Okay, kasi you saw na, pag ginawa ko to, I will have a problem with distribution, I will have a problem with this, I will have a problem with this. So, siguro mas maganda wag na lang ako magnegosyo at all, which to me is a bigger mistake. Okay, you will hear me say this a lot of times, na being an entrepreneur is one of the things that I believe every person should have a chance to experience. Okay, kasi for you to know then whether or not you are for the entrepreneurship life or not. Kasi don't worry kung hindi ka talaga pag negosyo, hindi naman nakasulat na rule na to be successful in life, you need to be a business owner. I know a lot of happy people who are high-level executives in companies na yes, they are still employees, but they're enjoying the life that they have right now. So, ayun. Now, going back to conceptualization phase, again, do not make this too hard. Huwag niyo po itong masyadong pakomplikahin. It's actually very easy. Just think of a product, service, or talent that you want to share to the world and believe that the world sees value in what you are trying to do. That's really all it is when it comes to the conceptualization plan. Okay? So again, huwag mong i-overcomplicate to the point na ikaw mismo na kumbinsin mo na yung sarili mo to not start the business at all. Okay? Number two, choosing a business name. So how do we choose a business name? So in choosing a business name, there's a rule na sinusunod po natin. It's called the 2 to 3 syllable rule. So again, choosing a business name, try to avoid names that are hard to spell, hard to pronounce. For obvious reasons, kasi the easier it is to spell, the easier it is to pronounce, the easier it is to remember for your client base, for your target market. Okay? So again, in choosing a business name, there's the 2 to 3 syllable rule. Try to abide by this rule. It's fairly simple. Choose a name that, as much as possible, kaya mong i-express in 2 to 3 syllables. Okay, you will see big companies do this all the time. We will have Amazon, Google, Apple, windows. A lot of companies, they abide by the 2 to 3 syllable rule, again, for the simple reason na mas madali ka pong banggitin for whether or not you will be in conversations with people, or you're a brand na mas madali lang talagang maalala whenever they need something that you guys cater to. Just make sure na when you do a name, don't try to make it so long na people get tired of mentioning it sa pagme-mention pa lang. Okay, that's why companies that have longer names, they tend to market towards the abbreviation. So a lot of banks do this. For example, Banco de Oro, they go with BDO. Bank of the Philippine Islands, they go with BPI. Simply because, again, it's too hard to market something that long. Imagine mo kung paano ka nalang gagawa ng mga jingles mo, ng mga commercials mo kung ganun kahaba yung pangalan mo. That's why you will see Sarah Geronimo, she made, di ba, a commercial with just the letters, just shop with BDO. So ayun. In choosing a business name, yun ang pinakamadaling gawin po natin to make sure na tayo ay hindi magkaroon ng pangalan na mahirap banggitin ng client base natin. Okay, another thing na ginagawa ko in choosing business names, kasi I'm a big fan of focus groups, so actually it's one of the things na gagawin ko dito. So a focus group is when you gather a group of people and you ask for their opinion. So I do that with business names as well. So this is an exercise that you guys can do. If you already have a name, try to think of a couple. So try to think of at least 5 names. So for example, so name number 1 is the name na gustong-gusto mo. Then try to think of 4 other names, alternative names na kung sakaling hindi pumasa to in terms of, let's say, registration or via the focus group nga, meron ka pang ibang option. Okay? And then kung gagawin mo, ilalatag mo ngayon po itong pangalan na to doon sa mga taong tatanungin mo and ask them stuff like ano mas madaling pag-usapan. With regard to the name, did you get the idea agad na ito yung produkto ko, kung ano man po yun? And ano ba yung mas madaling banggitin? Ano ba yung mas madaling matandaan? Etc. These people should not know na within these 5 names, meron ka na pong isang pambato. Okay, so that's another thing na I do. Kasi basically, at this point, I'm just looking for reaffirmation. I'm just trying to see if these people will feel the same way about this name as I do without me trying to influence them towards it. Okay? So that's a good idea po when it comes to business names. Next, funding. Ito medyo controversial. Excuse me. So when it comes to funding, excuse me. By the way, guys, if ever you see me glancing left and right, I'm sorry. Kasi sanay ako when I do these kinds of talks. Normally, nakatayo ako, naglalakad ako, and I look at, I see many people in the crowd, so I look at different faces. So talagang nakasanayan ko na nagpapan every now and then. Hindi ako sanay na sa isang maliit na bilog lang ako nakatingin. So I'm very sorry about that. I hope you guys forgive me for doing that a lot. Kasi I will be doing that a lot. Going back. So funding. Again, this is one of those very controversial issues. RP, saan ba ako kukuha ng pondo for my business? Okay? So, in funding, there's the very basic triple F rule, which is the friends and family first. Now, a lot of people ayaw gawin to kasi the tendency is kung sino pa yung malalapit sa atin, na kaibigan at kamag-anak, sila pa yung may tendency to put us down. Now, unfortunately, that is true to some people. I have seen it happen na kung sino yung stands to gain the most, they're the ones who does not want to support you at all. Unfortunately, that is true. Okay, kaya marami sa atin natatakot lumapit sa mga malalapit na kaibigan at kamag-anak. However, another way to look at this would be this way. Instead of you thinking na ang ino-offer mo lang sa kanila ay the chance na magbigay ng pera sa iyo, look at it also from the perspective na kung mag-succeed naman tong negosyo to, sila rin naman yung una kong in-offer na ng chance na maging successful or na kumita mula sa negosyo na to. Okay? Kasi a lot of times in the narrative of asking your friends and family for money, ang dating parang tulong papunta sa iyo. But if you have a business that you believe will be successful, try and make sure they understand also, and it's a two-way road na yes, tinulungan mo ako ngayon, but if this becomes successful, yung tulong na yun babalik din naman sa iyo many times over. Okay, so don't be too worked up on the idea na lalapit ka sa friends and family mo, then sila rin mang down sa'yo. Just think about it na at least ikaw ang isa sa mga una kong sinabihan na when I have a business, you're one of the people na I originally went to, so that if I become successful, you can enjoy parts of that also. Now, if you say no, at least I can go on nang hindi masama ang loob mo sa akin kung sakaling lumaki to kasi you know na you are one of the people na nilapitan first. Okay, so don't take it personally, guys. A lot of times, tatanggihan ka talaga ng mga people closest to you. Ako personally, when I started my business, I've had the great pleasure of working with I've had the great pleasure of one of my best friends, si Mark from Cebu, na mag-invest sa akin very early kasi, well, according to him, he saw the value ng ginagawa ko. So, ako, I'm very happy na 10 years after, and I think masaya rin naman siya sa kung ano yung nag-gain niya with the company that I built. Okay? So again, in terms of funding, huwag masyadong matakot sa paglapit sa kaibigan at kapamilya. Now, in terms, let's say, RP, wala akong friends and family, wala akong malapitan. Now, the good thing is ngayon, medyo woke, tama ba? Woke na ang mga tao in terms of investments. You see a lot of, kasi ako, when I was growing up, terms like angel investors or venture capitalists, yung mga yan was very, well, not even new to me. I don't know those words. I haven't heard those words before. Kasi dati, having or building a business isn't exactly something na goal ng mga tao. I hear a lot of speakers nga talk about this a lot na 10 years ago, ang pangarap ng mga tao, maging basketball player, maging baseball player, football player. Ngayon, ang pangarap ng mga bata, maging entrepreneur. So this is very true actually. So a lot of times when I go to other investment seminars, nagugulat na lang ako on kung paano naka-aware ang mga tao ngayon in terms of how to look for investment. So in terms of funding, there are sites na ngayon, I will link those later. There are sites na ngayon na mapupuntahan to pitch your idea, to pitch your business ideas, and people na may pera are looking for things that they can invest in. Okay, so as far as funding is concerned, trust me when I tell you na it's one of those things na I know baka sabihin nyo, RP, kasi ikaw may existing business ka na, kaya madali mo sabihin yan. Yes and no. Yes, because I do recognize that I already have an existing business, but no. Trust me when I tell you that right now, as far as funding is concerned, there are a million people out there looking for the next big thing. So if you have a business concept that you believe really will change the world, no, or really has tremendous value, trust in the process na yung pera darating po yan. Money will follow. If I was to give somebody an advice, let's say, RP, wala talaga akong makuhang funding, pero I have a really good business idea. Ang sasabihin ko, don't worry about the funding, just focus on making your business idea even better. Okay, trust me when I tell you po, sooner or later, money will follow. Okay? Next, choosing a business location. So in choosing a business location, very, very important. You need to choose one that is within your normal route. Okay, actually, if you sign me for a full-on business creation, basically, kung ako po yung magtatayo ng negosyo mo for business consultancy, one of the things na kailangan nakalagay dun sa kontrata ko is it should be within a certain location. And that location, ginawa ko yan base sa takbo ng buhay mo. So for example, if you are, let's say, an employee, mag-uumpisa ka pala magnegosyo pero hindi ka pa makapag-resign talaga dun sa trabaho mo. So ang gagawin mo po is from your house to your work, the location that you should be choosing should be within this vicinity. Dapat po within that area. Okay? Why? Kasi trust me when I tell you na kapag nag-umpisa na po yung negosyo mo, it is hard. Okay? Mahirap po yan, especially on the startup phases. So a lot of times kakailanganin yung oras mo. When I say hard, it will need a lot of your attention. Okay? So imagine kung ang pinili mong location is so out of your way na whenever a problem arises, hindi ka makapunta agad, or worse, tinatamad ka ng puntahan kasi nga it's so out of your normal route. That's something I can almost guarantee will lead to your business closing down. Okay? So in choosing a business location, napaka-importante po niyan. It should be within the normal route of your life. Okay? So again, kung empleyado ka, from your house to your work, it should be within that area. Kung let's say student ka, house to school. Okay? Or kung hindi naman necessarily ganoon, basta it needs to be within an area na easily accessible sa'yo. Alright? So another thing people ask me when it comes to choosing a location, RP, does it need to be a location na sobrang taas ng foot traffic? The answer would have to be depending on your industry. Sometimes it needs to be like that, sometimes it doesn't. Here's what I can tell you though. Sa panahon po natin ngayon, ang foot traffic, while it is a super great plus, it's not very important na. Okay, what do I mean? Kasi a lot of times, we learn about businesses, hindi na po kasi dati. So rewind tayo 10, 15 years ago for us to understand or for us to know that there's a new business na nagbubukas, let's say in this particular mall. Kailangan maglakad ka sa mall na yan at makita mo yon, or makita mo siya sa TV or sa radio or sa papers. Now, however, a lot of brands na napupuntahan or natutuklasan po natin ngayon, we just see them online. Okay, so as far as foot traffic is concerned, na-convert na po kasi siya. The foot traffic we're looking at is now social media traffic. Okay, so if you know what you're doing, foot traffic, while again it is very helpful, it is not super important. Na it needs to be accessible na lang so that when you do your marketing, people that kukunin mo from your social media marketing will be able to visit your place easily. Okay, so again, as far as the location is concerned, while important po yung mataas ang foot traffic, it's not a super necessity na ngayon. Okay? So there. Next, hire employees if needed. So ito po, isa pa itong medyo sometimes nakikita kong pain point in terms of people opening up their businesses for the very first time. Kasi a lot of entrepreneurs, they have the mistake of thinking na pag ako nagbukas ng negosyo, mag-hire lang ako ng mga tao, iiwan ko dyan, manganganak na lang ng pera yan. Daily, they'll just deposit to my account and then this will be a very good supplemental income so that eventually I can open another store. Now, while that is a very nice thing to think about, I can almost guarantee you now na, especially po sa nag-uumpisang mga negosyo, if we do not treat our businesses as if ikaw ang unang-una mong employee, it's almost certain that that business is headed towards failure. Okay? Not all the time. There will be mga tao talagang siswertihin who's able to make it work like that. What I can tell you is, ako po personally, I don't know how to do that. So if you've ever been in business with me, then you know na it takes a lot of hands-on talaga from my side. Okay? On my own company na lang, Argonza Trading, I have a couple of clients watching me from since we started pa. In case you are not aware, ako po ang unang-unang delivery boy namin. There was a time na when I was the one doing, the consultancy meets after ko makipag-meeting ng consultancy sa mga kliyente ko, and after I do yung mga trainings, just like this one, after all that is done, I go out pa and I deliver supplies to my clients, loading up yung hindi ko pa nga sasakyan yun. It was my mother-in-law's van back then, Isuzu Highlander, na I go around Manila delivering supplies to people na I've just opened, people I've just trained, yung mga ganon. And it didn't come to at least 2 years, I think. It didn't, mga 1 year, 1 to 2 years. It took me at least 1 to 2 years before I hired a driver and was actually able to buy my very own delivery vehicle. So ayun po, and honestly, it's one of those stories na I'm very, very happy na ikwento kasi it's true eh. If you've been with me for more than 10 years, then you would know na ako mismo nagde-deliver ng supplies mo dati. After kita i-train, akala mo hindi na tayo magkikita ulit, mag-order mo next week, ako rin yung dumarating para magdala ng stocks mo. And I'm very happy to say that kasi it's it's the foundation eh. The things that I did before, I believe this in every business, yung gagawin mo sa umpisa will lay the foundation of how you will enjoy the business that you are building. Okay, so again, in terms of hiring employees, first gauge if you need to hire an employee. Kasi a lot of small businesses, kaya pong patakbuhin ng ikaw lang mismo ang magpatakbo. Mr. Paul Santos, I agree on topic number 4. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Sorry, naputol. Nakita ko lang bigla. So, when you hire, so ito, to give you guys an idea, in my contract, so for example, you go to me for, let's say, a coffee shop. Let's say, RP, gawa mo ako na isang coffee shop. Pagdating po natin dun sa hiring, nakalagay dun, and again, this is built within my contract. I put all of this in sa contract ko kasi if you've reviewed me before, then you would know na I have a very high, very high success rate. And the only way I know how to do that is to make sure na when you get into contract with me, susunod ka sa mga alam kong nagwo-work. Kasi this is how I know how to build brands eh. I don't know any other way. So if you don't like my way, pwede ka naman pumunta sa ibang consultant. Okay? But if you want my high success rate, then you would have to go with the things na I tell you to do. And within my contract, nakalagay po ron, isa sa mga empleyadong una, kailangan si owner mismo ang gagawa. So again, back to the example, let's say it's a coffee shop. I actually put it into the contract na kailangan, kasi normally it's a 3-month contract. No? So first month is construction. First 2 months is construction. Ay, nawala. Wait lang, I'm sorry. I seem to be having... wait lang po. I seem to be having... And I'm very sorry, guys. For some reason, sa end ko nagka-crash. Okay na ulit. For some reason, sa end ko nagka-crash. Pero let me just... Yan, okay na. Alright, so I'm very sorry. Where was I? So again, hiring employees. So again, in my contract po, so what I do is, so to give you an idea, 3-month contract kami normally, no? So sa first 1 to 2 months, nandiyan po lahat yung construction, hiring ng tao, product procurement, inaayos ko yung supply arrangement, whatever. Then on the 3rd month, pag up and running na si store, mag-grand opening na kami, ito po yung tinatawag kong shadow month. So si shadow month is basically me running the store first for you and you shadowing me for that entire month. Okay, so I'm normally at a store 3 to 4 times a week. And within the 3 to 4 times a week na nandun ako, you need to be there as well. You need to be doing the same things na I'm doing. Lahat ng kung paano ko i-check yung SOD mo, start of day, MOD, middle of day, and EOD, end of day mo. All of that, you need to learn that on how I do it. Okay? Kasi after po noon, magpapalit tayo. Ikaw naman ngayon ang gagawa ng lahat ng ginagawa ko as your store's very first manager. That's normally what we do. Okay? So, doon naman sa mga nagtitraining sa amin pero hindi nagpapagawa sa akin ng businesses nila, normally what I do is I tell them, if you need to hire 2 people, for example, let's say again, it's a coffee shop or a tea shop, kailangan mo ng 2 tao. Mag-hire ka lang muna ng isa. Yung isang tao ron dapat ikaw. Kayong 2 muna talaga dapat ang duty. Okay? So, yung opening, yung mid-shift, and your closing shift, kailangan lahat po yan na na dutihan mo. Lahat ng kayang gawin ni tao mo, kaya mo rin gawin. Lahat ng skills na meron siya, kailangan meron ka, if not better pa. Why? Kasi darating at darating yung time, kung si taon to, baka mamaya may sakit or kung ano man, or mamaya malay mo magtanan, darating po sa point na yung mga tao mo ay hindi sila makakapasok. Now, if you do not know how to run your business, you will unfortunately have to close, which is a cardinal sin when it comes to doing business. Hindi ka pwede magsara just because hindi mo alam gawin yung sarili mong negosyo. So this is what I do. Again, kung dalawang tao, isa ikaw, hire ka muna ng isa. After about 6 months, you put in the work, kabisado mo na yan. Pwede ka na mag-hire ng pangatlo habang ikaw magmo-move ka na ngayon towards the back end, papunta ka na sa managerial position mo. Hindi mo na ngayon kailangan bantayan ng ano yan, ng araw-araw, but you need to still be, sorry. Kailangan mo pa rin pala, dumadaan ka ron araw-araw. Pero hindi mo na kailangan dutihan how you would before, pero your presence still needs to be felt. Another good byproduct of you doing that, makakabisado mo yung pinaka operations ninyo. Okay, you will know kung kailan yung mga araw na malalakas kayo, yung araw na mahihina kayo, ano yung oras na walang order, anong oras yung merong order, ano yung mga araw na nauubusan ka ng product na to, ano yung araw na nauubusan ka ng ganito, ng ganyan, ganito, ano yung mga product na hindi masyadong gumagalaw. So, that's good because as a business owner, those are the things na kailangan kabisado mo lahat. Why? Kasi unfortunately, I'm not saying lahat po ng empleyado natin ganito, but unfortunately, every once in a while, there will be businesses na makaka-encounter ng mga talagang sobrang madiskarte lang na mga empleyado. Now, trust me when I tell you, na kapag natutunan nitong mga to na si boss walang alam sa ginagawa niya, didiskarte po yan. Okay? So, the only way for you to prevent that from happening na ikaw ay hindi maloko, well, number one, mag-hire ka ng mabait na tao. Pero, let's say, hindi ka sure dun sa taong na-hire mo, really, your presence needs to be felt all the time. So, when you hire your employees, make sure na alam nila na ikaw, alam mo rin lahat ng ginagawa mo. Okay? Or alam mo rin lahat ng ginagawa nila para alam nila na hindi po sila makakaisa sa'yo. Alright? Is that clear? Basa nga ako ng mabilis. Si Sir Benjo. Hi, Sir Benjo. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us. Ayun, sige. So, tuloy tayo. 6. Do market research. So in doing market research, one of the things that I like to do a lot is I do a lot of focus groups simply because it still works and it gets you to focus specifically on an area and on a particular item. Okay, so this is how you execute a focus group. So for example, again, let's go back to my example earlier. Let's say it's a coffee shop, no? So the first thing you do is you identify your first 3 markets, or your top 3 markets rather. Okay, so normally ganito yan. It would be normally the school na malapit sa'yo. Let's say meron kang school sa harap. Normally it'd be the school, then the community, yung community sa paligid mo, yung barangay basically, and your delivery. Okay, normally that's your top 3 markets. Okay, the school, the community, and your delivery. All right, so once you've identified that, you can now do focus groups on each particular market. For example, let's say sa school, no? The idea is to try and get as many students, ng legal, wag mo po silang ipwersahin, to try and get as many students, and not exactly just students, faculty, basta people from that school to your store and have them taste a bunch of products and you will be asking them questions about those products. Now, make sure na when you do this po, nakaplano lahat for you guys. Meron ka dapat listahan ng mga products na ipapataste mo. Meron ka na dapat mga questionnaires, mga questions na itatanong mo sa kanila. And meron ka dapat proper grading system, whether it be 1 to 5, yes or no, o kung ano man. Basta make sure na when you do this, lahat po ng mga sinasagot nila kaya mong makulate so that you can use that information later in terms of making a decision for your product. So questions are gonna be like, well, syempre, masarap ba siya? So, first is the taste. Masarap ba siya? Matamis ba siya masyado? Kulang ba siya sa tamis? Is yung lasa na ganito? When I say na, for example, pag tinikman mo siya, pumapasok ba sa utak mo, matcha siya or whatnot? Then the appearance, maganda ba siya tignan? Hindi ba siya parang madumi tignan? Will you be proud to post this online? Will you be proud to seen with this product habang naglalakad ka inside your school? Then after that, the pricing. For this price, mura ba siya? For this price, mahal ba siya? For this price, sakto lang ba siya? So you ask all these things, and it's very important that you get their info. Just the even without the name, but you wanna, but mas maganda na rin siguro na may name. But you wanna get two very important things. First is their age, and second, their particular area doon sa school. So for example, kung yung mga natanong mo ba na mga tig 18 to 21 years old na to ay mga business students or mga culinary students or whatnot, yung mga ganon. So kasi from there, you will be able to make a good gauge, no, a good basis for your products doon sa area mo. Okay? So that's how you do a focus group. You basically focus on a group of people na will help you determine whether or not yung product mo will succeed dyan sa area na yan. Kasi it's no point for you to ask 100 people, you know, from Manila, from Quezon City, kung ikaw nandiyan ka naman sa Cagayan de Oro. There's really no point for you to do that. So a focus group, in terms of doing market research, one of the things that I love doing is making focus group discussions. Okay? Next, securing proper permits. So we have the DTI. If you are a sole proprietor, we have SEC. If you're a partnership or a corporation, we have barangay's permit, mayor's permit, etc. This is fairly easy. Actually, sige, cover ko na rin. So, in case na hindi ka pa nakapag-register ng business ever sa buhay mo, let's say you are a sole proprietor, the first place you will go to is the DTI. Okay, so DTI po, dyan mo i-register yung pangalan ng business mo. Then after the DTI, once you've secured the name of your business, you will now look for a location, di ba? Assuming na meron ka ng location, yung location po na yan, you will now go to the barangay hall of that location and secure yourself a barangay's permit. As soon as you have your barangay's permit na, you can go for your mayor's permit na po. So sa mayor's permit, obviously, nasa mayor's office yan. And normally, depending on the kind of industry that you're going to be entering, normally, they have one place to go for you to go to secure all of the necessary permits. Ganun na po ginagawa kadalasan. But there are still some places na hindi ganyan. Pag ganon, magtatanong ka lang naman sa kanila kung saan ka next pupunta. So for example, again, if it's a coffee shop, it's gonna be the mayor's permit, then you're gonna have to, nandoon na rin po yan kung saan ka pupunta sa mayor's permit office. Normally, katabing-katabi niya, nandoon na rin si fire and si sanitation mo. And once all of that is settled na, and let's say okay na lahat yon, nagawa mo na lahat yon, a final step na you may need to take, but not necessarily right away, lalo na kung ang target mo, magpapalaki ka na, you may want to consider registering the name na po as a trademark in the IPO or Intellectual Property Office. Okay, so those are just some of the permits that you need to secure in terms of opening up your business. And this is fairly easy. Yeah, you can actually find this list online. Okay. Next, one of the most important things that you need to know in building your own brands today is how to learn digital marketing. Okay? Now, digital marketing po, medyo wide yan. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have Twitter, we have etc., YouTube. So, marami-rami yan. Okay? Now, why is this so important? Kasi po, like what I said earlier in terms of looking for a location, the most important thing ngayon, or sorry, not the most important thing ngayon, pero most of the time, ang mga brands po na natututunan natin ngayon, we learn from them, we learn about them via social media na, via online na. So being na lahat po ng mata sa mundo, nakatingin na sa cellphone, nakatingin na sa mga Facebook page, Instagram page, and what have yous, it would be a very good idea if your brand are on those pages as well. Okay? Now, RP, what if hindi kayang i-absorb ng utak ko yan? Sobrang technologically challenged ako eh. I can only entertain one. Iaalay ko yung buhay ko for just one. Okay? So kung isa lang po ang kaya mong matutunan, hindi mo kayang i-absorb ang Google marketing, YouTube marketing, Instagram marketing, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever, I would tell you now the number one platform you should focus in or focus on, especially here in the Philippines, would have to be Facebook marketing. Okay? Now let me give you a real life example. Alam po, i-share ko lang yung Facebook page namin. Paano ba to? So I'm gonna share with you guys our Facebook page. Okay, here. Okay, so yeah. So this is my Facebook page for Argonza Trading. So let me just give you guys an idea how powerful this is kung if you're able to market your well or your brand well on Facebook. Okay, so here, kita ba yung mouse ko? So here, at the Argonza Trading page, I'm gonna go down to this part right here. And kita naman pala. Okay, so I'm gonna go down to this part right here. Please focus on my mouse, guys. If you notice, so right here, no, we have 92,000 followers. Okay, from that 92,000, every week, no, ang video views namin nagre-range to about give or take a few, 300,000 video views per week. This is per week, guys. And our post reach per week is about 550,000 per week. Okay, so excuse me, I'm sorry. So let me give you ano na lang, a quick calculation on this na lang. Doon na lang tayo, wag na tayo dun sa nare-reach namin na 550,000 per week. Doon na lang tayo sa 90,000 followers na lang namin. Okay? Let's assume na on a monthly basis, remember, Argonza Trading, it's called Argonza Trading. It is a trading company. In this company, I sell products. Let's assume na lang on a monthly basis, I am only able to sell a product worth 100 pesos. Okay, and let's assume na lang from this 90,000 followers, I can only sell to about, let's say, 15% yan, or not even 15%. Let's say 10,000 people na lang. Okay? So 10,000 people po, if you multiply that to 100 pesos, that's already a million pesos per month if I'm able to do this on a monthly basis. And this is just a very small percentage of my following. And in terms of that following, hindi pa nga po yan yung complete na nakakatingin or nakakakita ng mga pinopost namin. As you can see, post reach ko rito is around 544,000 per week. So you're looking at a 2 million post reach per month. So just imagine on how easy it is for us to convert on these sales if we wanted to convert on them. Okay? There you go. Balik ko na siya. There you go. So that's how important digital marketing is, guys. If you are able to market your brand well, so if you're able to market your brand well, if you're able to build your following that solid online, it'll give you a very robust company na, I don't want to say easy, but I guess you can say na medyo magiging madali ng onte in terms of selling and converting sale or product into sales. Okay, so that's how important digital marketing is. As a matter of fact, just like what I mentioned earlier, I have a seminar dedicated just for how to do this, just how to market your brands. Okay, it's called How to Market Your Brand workshop. So if you're interested with that, we're going to be coming out with a webinar for that also. Again, it's going to be a paid webinar na, pero I promise you, sulit na sulit po yun. Kasi we're going to be bringing down the prices super cheap na eh. Kasi this is going to be a webinar. It's not going to be a face-to-face interaction. But if you attend this webinar, you will be entitled to attend the face-to-face din naman as soon as the thing is over, the lockdown is over. Okay? So ayun, that's how important digital marketing is. Now, last but not the least, guys, in building a business, in building a brand, a lot of people underestimate the importance of having the right mindset. Now, I'm not sure if you guys saw the video na pinost ko a couple of days ago or last week about how important having the right mindset is. Kasi a lot of times akala natin, no, ang pagtatayo ng negosyo or akala natin na yung pagkaipapatakbuhin mo na yung negosyo tapos na yung hirap. Okay? Actually, trust me when I tell you na doon pa lang talaga mag-uumpisa yung trabaho na kailangan mong i-google dun sa trabaho sa negosyo mo. Okay? Because having a business, guys, is a lot of work. Okay? It is a lot of work. It's just think about it, no? Kasi dati ang iniintindi mo lang sarili mo eh. Ngayon ang iniintindi mo na kasama na yung employees mo sa mga iniisip mo. So, it's a lot of stress coming into your way kasi again, you're thinking about your employees, whatever happens to them kapag hindi kayo kumikita, pag hindi ka makapagpasweldo, etc. All of that weighs down on a person. Eh? And think about it, add on to that yung mga personal stuff mo pa, yung mga personal issues mo, family issues, friends issues, love life issues, all of that coupled in dun sa stress na nakukuha mo sa pagpapatakbo ng negosyo, especially kung hindi ganun kalaganda ang kita, it is a lot of work. It is a very hard thing to maintain. And dito pumapasok kung gaano ka-importante ang pagkakaroon ng tamang mindset. Okay? Kasi here, dito mo makikita yung sinasabi nga natin na this is where you will find out just what you are made of. Okay? That's how important having the right mindset is. Now, as a matter of fact, this is so important na in a lot of companies, no, they do a separate seminar just like this one just for the mindset alone. Actually, yung binanggit ko po kanina, yung level 1 self-awareness ko, it tackles all about having the right mindset for a business or for a corporation or for wherever you are. Okay, that's how important this is. So much so that there are a lot of famous people who have their own strategies on just how to make sure na people have the same mindset as them in terms of their own businesses. Okay? So one of the things na just I want to share with everyone, one of the things na we do in terms of having the right mindset, kasi po ang having the right mindset, no, it's all about strength of your mindset nga, di ba? Kumbaga, it's all about understanding that when things are hard, you know what you can and cannot do. Okay? So, let me just touch on that a little bit. Inom lang po ako ng water, mabilis. Let me just touch on that a little bit. One of my favorite quotes, or sorry, it's not a quote really. One of the things na tuwa ko when I learned way back when was this seminar or this thing from Warren Buffett. So Warren Buffett, in case you are not aware who he is, he's one of the richest people in the world. Okay, he's actually a mentor to Bill Gates. Now, in his annual business meeting of May 4, 2002, he discussed the circle of competence. Thank you. He discussed his circle of competence. So the circle of competence is very, very simple. He imagines, whenever he looks at himself, he imagines that there is a circle. And basically, in the circle are things that he knows he can do and he can do well. Skills, basically, that he knows he can do and he can do well. And outside of the circle are things that he cannot do or is yet to learn. All right? Now, why is this important? You see, the way he described it is, as a business owner, having this circle as his guide allows him to understand things a lot faster. So say a problem arises in his company. He simply just has to look at the problem and understand whether or not that problem is something within that falls within his circle or something that falls outside. If it's within, then he knows he's going to be the one to fix it. If it's not, then he knows he needs somebody else to fix it for him. It makes life easier for him. It also gives him the ability to look at problems and know that there is no reason to panic. Okay, because whenever a problem arises, he will know instantly whether or not it's a problem that he can solve or if it's a problem that he needs somebody else to solve for him. So it helps him in building the correct mindset. That's why he's always been that lagi siyang merong calm exterior kasi nga really he understands what he is good at and the things that he is not good at. Now, how does this tie back to us having the right mindset as far as building your own brand uh, is concerned? Kasi like what I said earlier po, having a business, when you build your brand, it's a lot of work. No, it's a lot of stress coming into your way, and the best entrepreneurs in the world, they look at stuff on how they can try and make things easier for them so that it doesn't have to be that hard. Okay, so this is just one of the tips na I suggest to my clients so that whenever we talk about these things, naiintindihan nila na whenever there's an issue, it's not always something na kailangan ikaw ay magpanic. You just need to understand, is it something na ikaw ba ang magsosolve or is it something na ibang tao ang magsosolve for you? Okay? So there you have it, guys. That's the last part nung build your own brand checklist natin. Medyo nag-overtime ako ng onte for 15 minutes. I'm very sorry. Nagkaroon kasi ako ng onting delays kanina. But I'm gonna go right into Q&A now. But before I do that, let me just give you guys a quick run through ulit, a quick summary ng lahat ng pinagdaanan natin today. So step number 1 would be conceptualization. Again, don't make this too hard. Just think of a product, talent, or service that you want to offer to the world, and believe that the world will see value in what you're trying to do. And just don't think about it so much to the point that you are, excuse me, that you are convincing yourself to not go into business at all. Next, we have the choose a business name. In choosing a business name, again, a very good rule to go by is the 2 to 3 syllable rule. Avoid hard to spell and hard to pronounce names. Next, funding. We have the triple F rule, the friends and family first. In offering, your idea to friends and family, don't get too discouraged. Even if the closest people to you turn you down, just believe in the idea that when you have a product that's worth sharing to the world, money will follow. Fourth, choose a business location, or in choosing a business location, choose one that is within your normal route. Again, remember, having a business is a lot of work. Medyo mahirap po yan, matrabaho yan. So you want to have a business location that's easy for you to access, so that hindi ka tinatamad bisitahin, especially when there are problems. 5, hire employees if needed. Again, the very first thing that you need to look at is, can you be your first employee? Okay? Very, very important po yan. As a matter of fact, it's one of those things that dapat nga you take pride on. You take pride in, rather. 6, do market research. So guys, this is, again, one of the things that I want to do, or I do a lot rather, is focus group. Focus groups still work. So please, if you have the ability to do them at medyo cheap naman siya, all you need to do is let people taste your products or sample your products, or sometimes nga i-display mo lang yung products and you can already ask them. So do focus group discussions, they still work. 7, secure proper business permits. So fairly easy. Again, there's a list for this one. I'll just link them down below later. 8, learn digital marketing. Again, if you only have to choose one, focus on Facebook marketing. You cannot go wrong on Facebook marketing. It is by far the most effective way to market your brand today. And last but not the least, have the right mindset. Remember that after you've set up your business, that's only when the real work begins. Okay? So just make sure that you keep improving yourself, knowing about yourself more, so that when problems arise, you will know how to deal with them accordingly. Okay, so with that being said, guys, I am now open for Q&A. Let me just grab water real quick and just post your questions po dito kung meron man. Kung wala, or kung wala kang maisip ngayon, pwede mo isend sa amin mamaya personally so that I can make a video about it or I can answer you via either email or the inbox ng RP Argonza Consultancy page. And from there, I would be more than happy to answer your questions. So mag-post lang po kayo, please. I'm just gonna drink my water. Matawa ka. Gusto mo tutukoy yung camera, sir? How to register trade or business logo? Is there an online registration? Hi, Sir Ed. Yes, meron po. So when you want to register, I assume you are referring to your trademark. So when you want to register your trademark to the IPO, again, this is the Intellectual Property Office. You will actually be submitting it online first. So that's what we do po. So simply call the IPO po, yung number nila nandiyan lang po yan sa sa Google. Just go for the ipo.com.gov yata or ipo.gov lang. And then they will give you, it's fairly easy in fairness. They will give you a list that you need to abide by para ma-register mo po yung yung trade logo mo, yung trade name mo. Dapat pala, yun ako dito. Sorry na po. Yan, dapat pala nilagay ko dyan. So yan yung question kanina, guys, by Sir Ed Tenko, how to register the trade or business logo. Is there an online registration? So again, the answer to that is yes, meron pong online registration. Just go to the website of the Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines and they will have a list there na pwede po natin sundan. Next question by Ms. Mids. Do you have a separate seminar on digital marketing? Yes, we do po. Actually, the How to Market Your Brand seminar, it's to tackle digital marketing na rin. It's more holistic lang po ng onte. So ganito siya. So what we do on How to Market Your Brand seminar is I talk to you guys about what marketing is as a whole. So basically, i-explain ko po muna sa inyo ang strategies ng marketing kasi marketing technically did not change naman eh. It's just the ways on how to market. But the basic principles of each on how to convert sales, on how to the strategy on paano ka maglalabas ng mga marketing contents mo one by one, they're almost still the same naman. It's just that instead of doing it the way we know how dati, which is on TV, radio, and all that, we now do it via online. We now do it via social media most of the time. So sa sa marketing class po namin, what we do is we teach you about marketing as a whole kasi gusto ko maintindihan niyo muna talaga yung pinaka-concept ng marketing. That's what, so that pag kayo na yung gumagawa ng mga marketing campaigns ninyo, maganda po yung conversion nun. But what we do kasi after nun, and we show you real life strategies as well. Strategies na I do on Facebook, strategies na I do on personal life, all of that. So, yung mga matututunan nyo po dun sa workshop, magagamit nyo agad for your businesses. But after po kasi nun, i-add namin kayo sa isang exclusive Facebook group. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna teach you about digital marketing deeper. So, basically, ang goal natin pag dating nyo po rin sa group is i-guide namin kayo papunta dun sa point na kung ano yung kaya kong gawin, kaya nyo na rin pong gawin. Okay? Kasi the reality is this, kung meron po kayong makikitang seminar, sasabihin, in one day, magiging digital marketing expert ka, trust me when I tell you, hindi po mangyayari yun. Okay? It takes a lot of time talaga. Okay? Now, the way we know how to do it is we guide entrepreneurs because yan na po talaga yung business model ko from 10 years ago. I train you and then I guide you. So that's what we're doing for our marketing as well. We teach you about marketing. We teach you all the things we know about marketing. And then after that, we guide you slowly papunta sa level na kung ano yung ginagawa ko ngayon on how I built Argonza Trading. So nakita nyo kanina to a company that has 500,000 reach every week. Darating din po sa point na kayo gagawin nyo na yun on your own. Hindi nyo na kami kailangan. So thank you very much for that question. Next question is, From Sir Audi, number 6, we are talking also about our competitors. So number 6, that is do market research. I'm not sure, sir, what you mean. Do you mean po na sa market research babanggitin mo yung kalaban mo? Um, it depends po sa inyo. I guess you can do that, but that's not really considered, ethical, so to speak. So long siguro na hindi nyo sila sinisiraan, as long as you're not saying bad things about them, that you want to know honest things. That, for example, how do I stack up versus, let's say, it's coffee, you want to say, how do I stack up versus this brand? Palagay nyo, sino ba ang mas masarap? Kasi we have done that, honestly, yung if you followed po yung ano namin, yung Argonza Trading page namin, there are people there who's mentioned na yung pizza namin is a lot better than some of the brand. They even mentioned the brands, no? Some of the brands na natikman nila sa Philippines today. However, hindi po namin naman sinusolicit yung ganong tanong mula sa kanila. Sila na yung kusang nagsasabi. Okay, but again, as long as wala namang paninirang nangyayari, I don't see any reason why you cannot ask them whether or not you believe is your product better than them. Thank you, Sir Audi. Yeah, thank you. RP, my challenge is that I'm not used on using the online media. Yes, Miss Mids, ano po yan? That's a challenge of a lot of people. Unfortunately, thank you din po, Sir Audi. Thank you very much. Again, Miss Mids, that's a challenge of a lot of people na hindi ganun kagaling sa social media. Unfortunately, no, I don't want to say it's unfortunate kasi hindi naman po siya ganun kahirap aralin. What I can guarantee you is this. Should you choose to train sa amin, we will be teaching you step by step. So matututunan nyo rin naman siya eventually. Now, the beauty of this is online is there to teach us everything, or the internet is there to teach us almost everything na gusto nating malaman on the face of the earth. Okay, there's a lot of YouTube pages there. So let's say kahit nga po hindi kayo mag-enroll sa amin, given enough time, I firmly believe na matututunan niyo po lahat yan just by enrolling yourself to YouTube Academy. Okay, so onting tiis lang, ma'am, makukuha niyo rin po yan, promise. So Beth Flores, okay, so ito. Ma'am Bella Flores, Ma'am Beth Flores. Yes, ma'am, I remember you po. Hi, thank you very much for joining us. This is Beth Flores. If you remember, kami yung mag-ina na taga-Tacloban. This is our first training day. Training po ay dyan sa inyo. At nagpa-consult din kami sa inyo. Kayo po nag-push na kunin yung pwesto na paligiran kami ng schools. Now the store is going good, bumibenta. Wow, thank you very much. Congratulations, Ma'am Beth. Sayang, ang layo, Tacloban. Kung nandito lang po yan sa May Manila, sasadyain ko yan para matikman. Thank you very much po, ma'am, and congratulations on the booming business. So we have another question from Sir John. Sir John Banyas, I'm planning to start up a clothing brand. Sir, marami na pong local clothing brand ngayon. Nag-aalinlangan na po ako magsimula. Ano pong suggestion ninyo? Okay. So, John, regarding your question, it's hard eh. When you tell me na I want to start a clothing brand pero marami ng clothing brand ngayon, anong suggestion nyo? Medyo masyado siyang vague. I don't know how to answer that really. Pero what I can tell you is this. The market is so big, no, na it will not be saturated by just a few brands, eh, just one person rather. So there will always be an opening for a new brand to enter. Like for example, milk tea na lang dito sa Philippines. So a lot of you guys know me because of milk tea. So yun yung gagamitin kong example. Sa milk tea na lang dito sa Philippines, sobrang dami ng tea shops dito para na po tayong Taiwan na bawat kanto meron ng tea shops ngayon. But that doesn't stop the big brands from entering. For the past 2 years, meron pa rin mga bagong malalaking brands na nagpapasukan sa Philippines kasi they still see the potential that we have here. Okay, as a matter of fact, bago lang po mag-lockdown, meron nga ang dapat isa pang international brand na napapasok dito. I posted about them on my page. You can scroll up if you want. And hindi lang natuloy because suddenly nangyari po itong lockdown natin ngayon. So to answer you, as far as as far as yung pagbubukas mo ng panibagong online store is concerned, I would tell you to try and focus on your value. Ano ba yung value na maibibigay mo na hindi na ibibigay nung iba, or kung meron man nakapagbibigay yung kaya mong ibigay ng better. Okay? Is it for convenience, for example? Kasi hindi naman bago ang concept ng Grab and Uber. It's the same thing as a taxi. The difference is they offered convenience kasi people are willing to pay more just so hindi na sila tatayo sa labas at magpapapara ng taxi dyan. They will book it via an app and just go out kapag nandiyan na. So you don't really have to reinvent an entire category. You just need to understand, is there something that you can provide more value than yung other competitors mo? Okay, so that's one part na I would recommend you focus on. So as far as your clothing store is concerned, ano ba yung value na kaya mong ibigay? Okay, so few things that come into mind, just last week actually, same question, may nagtanong din sa amin. Sila naman, ang style naman niya is, it's linked towards a charity. So lahat ng naibebenta nila, a big part of it goes to charity, and they build their entire marketing campaigns around it. So people understand na, pag bumili pala ako nito, nakakatulong din ako sa ganon. So that's one part na you I'm not saying that you do that exactly, ha. I'm just saying that that's an example on how you provide value dun sa product. Okay? Thank you, Sir John. Miss Bella Flores, what we did is we followed all these na sinabi mo na lahat, and we're very thankful to Argonza. Wow, thank you very much, Ma'am Beth. I appreciate that po. Maraming salamat po. Miss Micah Prado, is it okay to open a business that's not very populated, like setting up the business at home, not anywhere near schools? What are the cons? Yes, actually. Again, like what I said po earlier, in terms of your reach, a lot of the brands na meron po kasi, or a lot of the businesses po kasi na meron tayo ngayon, hindi na tayo masyadong umaasa sa foot traffic, yung talagang kitang-kita. Kaya nga marami na po tayong mga online businesses lang. So, to answer your question, yes, it is okay to open a business na hindi masyadong nasa area na masyadong populated, or for example nga, business at home. But you need to make sure na yung online marketing game mo po is really on point. Kasi that's the only way for people to understand where you are, what you are, and how to buy from you. Okay? So, kailangan, every time na magbubukas sila ng mga social media or kung ano man, you're one of the brands na nakikita nila, especially if they're into the things that you are selling. Okay? So, the answer is yes po. You need to have good digital marketing. Okay? Good online presence. Not necessarily just in the digital marketing. Online presence, pag maganda, sometimes hindi na nga minamarket. Okay? But, it's very hard to achieve that. And normally, na-achieve mo na po yung pagkilalang-kilala ka na. So yeah, I guess babalik din po sa digital marketing. Thank you, Ms. Micah. Sir Ted, you mentioned numbers. Sir Ed, Tenko, you mentioned in number 6, do market research about schools. What if there's no schools near the place or the business? Is it great to put business? Yes, sir. So similar sa sinabi ko kay Ms. Micah na okay naman na pumunta tayo sa mga lugar na hindi masyadong populated, no, na hindi masyadong matao in Tagalog, or hindi mataas yung foot traffic as we are normally looking for. But again, it needs to be na yung presence mo online, it needs to be there all the time. Okay? Your digital marketing needs to be on point. And Sir Ed, actually, you are di ba? If I remember, yeah, you are in the How to Market Your Brand community page. So if you have if you have marketing campaigns that you need help on, please i-post nyo doon so that we can help you. Let's build you a marketing campaign from scratch if need be. Okay? Thank you, Sir Ed. So, thank you, Sir John. Sir Paul Santos, sorry to ask, do you have any idea po, pag sinabing trading business, does it mean I can sell any products? Example, can I sell milk, coffee, etc.? Thanks. Hindi po. So when sinabi nating trading business, it gets specified pa rin kung nasa saang industry ka. Okay, let's say for example, if you are selling food, like yung gano'n, let's say it's a cafe, you can sell those things magkakasama kasi technically isang area lang naman po sila. However, if you start to sell, for example, para maiba, let's say biglang magbebenta ka na rin po doon ng ano ba? Ng pabango, for example, ng fragrance. That's gonna be a different registration from the sense that you would need kasi a separate kind of trading from FDA. Okay, yun lang naman po yan. But again, if it's a small business, they tend not to look at it too closely as long as it's not super out there, sobrang hindi magkalayo. Okay? Thank you very much. Sir Paul. Si Christian Bayona, the best. Thank you very much, Christian Bayona. Yung pong si Christian Bayona, I've had the great pleasure playing with this guy for, sa basketball. I mean, nakalaro ko na po ng basketball yan at sobrang galing yan. Sir Ed Tenko, I suggest to the viewer to enroll the digital marketing of RPA was one of the attendees first batch. Wow, thank you very much, Sir Ed. Maraming salamat po. I appreciate the kind words. Ayun. So, wala pa ba? Wala na ba? Ayun. Novi. Sir, may small business po ako, lechon baboy business. Kung sa location medyo hindi masyado napapansin, pero ginagawa ko siya online, medyo marami suki ko. Paano ko po kaya palalaguin? Wow, very good. Actually, I remember this. I think you messaged me doon sa page ko a few days ago. Well, the answer is, so again, just to clarify for everyone, si McNovey, I'm sorry, I hope I'm saying your name right now, has a lechon business, and it's doing well naman. It's not in a location na mapansinin, but it's doing well kasi she's doing it online. And she's asking, paano pa palalakin lalo? The answer, kasi you're already doing it correctly. Okay, just like what you said, dumadami yung suki mo even though nasa lugar ka na walang foot traffic masyado because you're doing it online. So you don't really need to change anything, but you need to amplify your online efforts. So kailangan mo pong gawin is increase mo pa yung online presence mo. Okay, now I don't wanna sound too self-serving dito, pero I think yung how to market your brand seminar namin will help you tremendously kasi a lot of I think if I remember correctly, you're doing this on your personal page and not on your business page. Kasi I remember sinilip ko to Okay, when you sent me a message a few days ago, and that's actually wrong. Kailangan po ginagawa natin to mostly on our business page. Sinishare lang natin sa personal pages natin. But our online efforts, our marketing efforts, kailangan ginagawa natin lahat yun nakatutok doon sa pinaka-business page natin. Kasi that's a place where you can grow talaga. Okay? Send me a personal message about this so that I can help you a little bit more. Sir Raymond Villanueva. Hi, Sir Raymond. Thank you very much for joining us. May existing business kami na online selling frozen and bottled products. Okay lang ba yun na i-shift into take-out F&B store? Really depends sa inyo, sir. I believe, kasi one of the goals ng isang negosyante is yung tinatawag natin na diversification. So I'm very familiar with your online selling ng frozen and bottled products ninyo, and it's very solid na po. Meron na kayong solid foundation. So if you would ask me, hindi ko na po gagalawin yon kasi it's already a business that's doing really well. Ang gagawin ko na ngayon is I'm going to make another brand. Para that way, if I can make this brand successful as well, I now have two businesses na are not interrelated to each other. They are both successful. They are both making money, so that I can now say na I have two businesses na I've diversified into. Okay? Thank you, Ma'am Micah. Sir Chan Gonzalez, I remember then you sent me a message yesterday. Thank you very much for joining. Is it okay to put up A two part-time business. Na-mention ko po siya sa inyo last time via personal message. A clothing brand and a photography business. Yes, definitely. It's all about the grind. Although, ito yung sasabihin ko sa'yo. Um, kasi, so obviously I don't know you personally, so I don't know kung gaano katindi yung focus mo. There are people na kayang gawing pagsabayin yan. Okay? However, if you're looking at two things, focusing on two things, or doing two things, some people may have the problem of yung divided attention, ika nga. Kumbaga yung focus natin, whether, kesa mangyari mailagay mo siya sa isang bagay na 100%, then make it successful first before going into something else, it may give you na nahahati mo yung attention mo na hindi mo sila nara-run perfectly both, or hindi mo sila nara-run to their full potential. Okay, so again, I don't know you personally, so I don't know kung anong klaseng focus ang meron ka, but it would literally depend sa iyo eh. Okay, kung kaya mong pagsabayin, then please go ahead. If hindi, I would tell you to focus more on kung saan ka mas magaling. Stick with that first, palakasin mo muna yon, and then pag okay na yon, go with the other thing. Okay? Ay, sorry. Hi, Sir RP. If we were to open a milk tea shop in an area where competition is pretty dense, what would you suggest to focus on so our shop will stand out above the rest, aside from digital marketing? Okay, very good. Kasi po, my first answer, obviously, kailangan i-market mo na maayos. Ang isang milk tea shop po, no, and I can say this with experience, obviously, as a lot of you know, I'm kahit papano, an authority when it comes to milk tea here in the Philippines. There's only so much that you can do with milk tea. It's really about, it's really a combination of things. I can't mention the name, but one of my clients na probably kilala nyo rin, that's a pretty big brand. We're not doing anything particularly special naman, but what we're doing is we want to make sure that the experience when you go to our shop is great, no? It's one of those things na you'll be proud to go in there kasi you'll be proud to be seen at such a good looking shop. You'll be proud to go out there with our cup kasi the brand speaks for itself already, and at the same time it offers the things na a tea shop should offer you as far as what you are looking in this place to begin with, yung comfortability, yung security, yung wifi na rin, yung mga ganyan po. So, as far as yung products is concerned, just make sure na hindi mo siya tinitipid. Hindi mo siya tinitipid. Make sure na ang ginagawa mo, you are offering high value products and you're able to offer things na, kasi a lot of people believe na, or a lot of people think na hindi nagmamatter whether or not maganda yung ambience mo. Yes, it does, but it's not the only thing in the world. It needs to tie together with a lot of things then for it to work. Okay, so having great ambience, yung sobrang comfortable feel with great products is a really great way to start. And really at this point, since like what you said nga, milk tea in the Philippines right now, medyo marami nang pumapasok sa industry niyan and there's only so much na you can do with it. You just need to make sure na you need to be on the upper part of that bracket. When I say upper part, ang mga tao ngayon, pag may nakitang tea shop, wala nang masyadong specific. There are few people who have specific brands na gusto nila, pero wala nang sobrang specific. A lot of people look at tea shops right now as parang kung paano coffee shop. You expect something. It's just whether or not masarap yung makukuha mo or hindi. So just make sure you are on the first side. Okay? Nandoon ka sa masarap na side. Thank you. AR Leo, Sir AR Leo, mas maganda po ba may business consultant pag mag-start ng business? Yes, medyo. It really depends sa inyo kasi I will tell you now, medyo expensive po magkaroon ng business consultant. I am one of the more expensive ones to get out there. Medyo mahal po ang services namin. I'm not gonna lie. Mahal po ang services ko, pero that's because you know what you're getting, or I know what I'm gonna be giving you rather. Pero kung ready po kayong medyo mapagod ng onte, mag-research ng onte, and knowing which right, you know, which workshops yung mga i-enrollan ninyo, there is a lot of it's pretty easy naman to make it to make it your own na wala ng consultant na kasama. Just enroll into a workshop na the consultant comes free. Tip, try niyo po sa Argonza Trading. Okay, so thank you very much. Okay, thank you, sir. God bless. Thank you very much, Sir Raymond. Appreciate you for joining us. Thank you, RP. I learned many things. I hope we get to see you soon. Wow, thank you very much, Soy. I appreciate your time. Ayun. Mike Romero noted. Thanks, sir. Wow, okay. So I guess with no more questions coming in, I guess we're done. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate you, everyone, for giving me a moment of your time, for spending the afternoon, a part of your afternoon with me. This is my first webinar for the Build Your Own Brand Checklist. So I really appreciate you guys for joining me. Thank you. See you soon. Oh, by the way, pala, sorry, bago ko pala isara. Invite ko na rin kayo. Next week, I'm gonna do another webinar. This time around, I'm gonna be doing naman. It's a little bit unique. Ang gagawin ko next week ay ito. Yan. So, wala. Yan. So next week, I am going to be doing another webinar, but only this time I'm gonna be doing it with this guy right here, yung nasa sa page nyo, yung nasa sa right side ng page nyo. Okay? Yung malayo dun sa word na online game streamer. So we're gonna be, so that's Jeffrey Sangria, aka Amanoma. So if you know him, kung kayo po naglalaro, kasi I used to be a gamer actually, kung kayo naglalaro nung mga early 2000s, specifically ng Counter-Strike, then that's a name that you would probably know. Okay? And now, isa na po kasi siyang owner ng successful online streaming channel, ang Amanoma Gaming. And next week, i-guest ko siya dito to teach us how to be an online game streamer kasi dumadami yung nagtatanong sa amin kung paano maging online streamer, kung paano kumita sa mga online games. So if you are interested in that, please tune with us or please tune in next week so that you can watch that seminar as well. Okay? So ayun, so ngayong nasabi ko na yan, thank you very much to everyone for joining me today. I appreciate all of you and hopefully ito pong lockdown na to matapos na soon so that you guys can go out there and crush it. All right? Take care, guys. God bless.